Alrighty guys, welcome back to today's video. So for today's video, I've got something special. It's gonna be a 4 or maybe even a 5-part series actually. It's gonna be unboxing all of these guys. So as you can see, Todd McFarlane just released his Batman and Robin figures, which are just super epic here, guys. And I know that there's probably a lot of people out there that didn't have the opportunity to pick these up or maybe can't pick them up. So I just want to kind of give you that experience, I guess, of opening this up. So maybe it's kind of like, living a little vicariously through me, or at least this channel. So here's the box. And I know we did a boxed figure review before. It was kind of short. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into the opening of these. I almost wasn't going to open them, but then I figured, you know what the heck, I need to customize that freeze anyway, the paint job on it. I would just prefer it look a little different than how it does now, even though there's nothing wrong with it. And the only way I can do that is if I can actually get these open and get to those parts. So I figured, hey, if I'm opening it, might as well just, do a video and show you guys kind of what it looks like. And I'm sorry, I'm using scissors today. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm not sure where my X-Acto knife is. But anyway, they work just as well, in my opinion. But yeah, we're gonna start off and do a Batman unboxing for today's video, and then today's video, I'm hoping to just get through all of these and post them back to back. But this video in particular is going to be for this Batman. I just believe every figure deserves their own little video. They deserve to get checked out thoroughly, and you can only do so much in one video, unless it's going to be like a 45-minute video, which I can do that. Or I don't even know if it'll be like 45 minutes as far as the time that this is going to take altogether. But anyway, I was going to say I can do that, but I think people would prefer to just do mini part series, because some of you out there, you may be looking forward to this Batman. Others of you out there might be like, no, I'm more curious about the Freeze or the Robin or the Ivy or the Batgirl herself. But anyway, so yeah, I want to make sure that we're taking enough time and going over all of them for every single last one of you out there. Now the capes. Oof. Man, that's nice. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this cape, it's plastic, but it's like, it's a very thin, flexible plastic. Oh my gosh. This is amazing, guys. This is the first figure that I've picked up from McFarlane where I've felt like the cape like this. Usually there are very hard plastic, but he does a great job. The whole design team does, of making it look as though it's not plastic, as though it's like molded. But yeah, this is amazing. That's a really cool cape. All right. I was a little worried because I thought maybe the capes themselves might have been fully plastic, and these might be figures that I wanted to like do some cool stuff with the cape, some cool poses. So I might actually even create a customized cape and replace the one that's in there. All right, so give me just one moment, guys, while I get these straps off here. Give me just a sec. All right, sorry about that. I think I got all the straps there. We'll see. But here we go. We're gonna go ahead and pop the figure out. Oof. Already feels so nice. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh, guys. Check that out. Look at that. That's just awesome. I mean, this is... this is great. All right. He got the detail pretty darn good. And also, what I really enjoy about these figures is just how good the likeness is. I mean, if you take a look, like, that is George Clooney Batman all day long. All day long. I mean, look at that. Even that poster board pose where he's looking up like that. This is amazing, guys. And my camera may not be picking up the details that well. Like I've mentioned before, I don't really have like full-on recording equipment. I just use my smartphone. But anyway, yeah, look at this, guys. Gotta love how that kind of drapes down. That's a very fantastic job. Like, very fantastic job. Just all the details, and then, oh, look at that posability. Look at that. Bend side to side to side. I could just picture him doing that in person in real life. Just kind of, you know, stretching himself out before he goes and fights crime. But look at that. That's amazing. And of course, he does come with Freeze's parts. I'm very excited to get this Freeze fully out and get him customized to my liking. Nothing is wrong with the Freeze that McFarlane did. And as a matter of fact, nothing's wrong with any of these figures, guys. All of these are probably the best McFarlane toys that I've owned to date. They are just amazing. I absolutely think he knocked it out of the park with these. But it's just for the Freeze in particular. I would like to have mine just in a very specific custom way, you know? So I'm going to have to just kind of repaint him a little bit to my liking. But yeah, look at that, guys. Like, this is so cool. I mean, the gauntlets, there's the spikes right there. They're kind of, I never noticed this either, but these spikes on the gauntlet are not spaced apart. I think the spacing apart, you know, happened in the future Batman movies. Or no, actually, I think Keaton's had some that were not stuck together like that. But anyway, very, very dead accurate, guys. Even right down to, yes, the bat nipples. I'm hoping that picks up on camera. But yeah, look at that. Like, he went all out. I wonder if there was a whole design team just on those nipples alone. Just kidding. But yeah, really awesome figure, guys. I can't believe I'm holding this in my hand. It's such a cool figure, guys. And let's check out the posability here. All right, so knees have decent movement there. Okay. Look at that. I like when they do that. That way when they do that to the knee, I don't know if that's called like a double joint, I think. It's called double jointed. But yeah, when they do that design, it allows for way better posability in my opinion. And look at those boots, man. The bat symbol. And see, you have to also admire these little things too, because I know that the movie itself got so much, you know, hate from critics and everybody. But honestly, at the end of the day, guys, go back and rewatch that movie. I know I did recently as an adult, not in the last like 3 months or so, but in the last 2 years. And I really want to go back and actually watch it now from start to finish. So I'll probably end up doing that tonight. But when I rewatched this as an adult, it was fun, guys. It was fun. It was like just pure fun on the screen. Everything had all the details. Like, I mean, you've got the bat symbol there. You've got it on his belt. You've got it on his shin guards. Like you've got it, you know, all the little Batman fun stuff. Like with the Gotham as well. Like when Robin was racing, you know, against all those guys. I forget the exact scene, but he was racing with them and it showed the layout of Gotham and like just all the cool neon designs and everything else. Like, it's just really awesome. It straight up looks like a movie that if you remade a cartoon, the Batman cartoon series, not the animated series, because I think that was a lot more darker, but like a more fun, you know, kind of out there Batman cartoon. If you remorphed that and did it in pure like real life, that Batman and Robin movie, I think is perfect. Like it literally is ripped out of the comics at the time anyway. Just go back and watch it, guys. I think it's a very fun movie, and I really do, as as much as many people might argue or say different, I do think that Joel Schumacher, you know, hopefully he's resting well, but I do think that he really truly did want to create something that that he thought was just gonna be so awesome and blow fans away. Because going back and like watching it, there's just a lot of things that are on screen that you normally don't see in other movies, and especially looking in comparison to nowadays huge big box office huge budget films, and like the things that they do nowadays with movies as opposed to like all those physical actual sets. And yeah, they use green screen, and some of it was animated, and they used a bunch of various different tricks, but for the most part, guys, like the costumes and just everything, creating that environment, like teams of people had to come together to build that, and they did so on a much smaller budget than they would have with these newer age movies. So to me, I just think it definitely deserves another watch through, especially if it put a like bad taste in your mouth the very first time you watched it. Go and give it another go, but don't go in there with any expectations. Like literally pretend as if you've never seen the movie Batman, you've never heard anything about Batman, you don't even know who Batman is, and like just give it a watch, and watch it with an open mind like that, and it could be a really fun, impressive movie, in my opinion. And of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, so I don't expect everyone, or most people anyway, out there to agree with me. But I would say give it another go. It won't do anything except, I guess you can argue it would waste your time, but I don't think it's a waste of time. I think it's a fun movie to give it another go. Anyway, guys, this has been the Batman figure unboxing here. It's not more of a review just because, excuse me, just to go in like specifics of it. I mean, you've got mobility there. Look at that. And I think the paint and just the way the muscles line up really pay a compliment. You've got mobility there on the arms as well. And McFarlane still did the little kind of split joint there, but it's nice because it's incognito. You can't really see it unless you're looking really close and know where to look. But sometimes he adds a little like rivet there just to add more motion to the arm. Actually, there it is. Yeah, you can see it. He just did it looks well with the Batman, this Batman figure. It looks purposeful, like it's part of his armor. But like, check that out, guys. Come on, you cannot tell me that's not cool. That's so awesome. All right, so as far as the figure height goes, this figure looked very, very tall in the box. He really, really did. And he still looks tall. He looked taller in the box, in my opinion, just based off of how he was packaged in there. They kind of had him slumped over a little bit, and he looked like a semi-tall figure to begin with. I mean, it's George Clooney, although I'm not sure how tall George Clooney is in real life. But, like, that's a pretty good amount of height there. So he is a taller character. But I guess when you line him up with like other ones, who knows? We'll have to line them all up together and see who's actually the tallest, but he definitely seemed pretty tall. He feels great in my hand, guys. I think he might be 7 inches in the exact like height. I really like wish there was a way that you guys could virtually see this and kind of almost hold it in hand, because it looks so much better in person. I can tell you that. I mean, on camera, it looks good. It really does. Like, look at that. But in person, it's just like, oh, it's so mind-blowing. And that was a huge reason as to why I decided to open and unbox these. They're so cool in the box, but like these look too good, like almost too good to just keep in the box, Like you want to be able to enjoy it outside of the box and like be able to walk around it and actually check it out, and pick it up and hold it and everything. But it does also look good in the box. I'm a huge box collector. I'm also an out-of-the-box collector and a customizer collector. So I don't lean particularly one way or another, and I know it really gets under a lot of people's skin. Like on Reddit, for example, I have a Reddit there that I've been doing. I started posting more frequently like about 6 months back. But all action figure related, or at least I believe like 99% of everything on there is all action figure related. And a lot of times I would post my custom works, And then I would also post pictures of a lot of figures that I have that are boxed up. And oh my gosh, the community there, like sometimes they can be quite a handful just because, again, they're assuming that I'm a box collector, which even if I am, and if I was just a full 100% box collector, that's my preference. That's somebody else's preference out there. Just the same way that a lot of you out there might prefer actually unboxing them and playing with them or setting them up and moving them in different poses and basically setting them up as like a movable statues. I admire that. I admire every way. I admire the inbox collectors because it does take a lot of restraint, especially when you have really cool figures like this, to keep them in the box. But like, to me, when I walked through the store, not on these particularly, but in particular, but I have a lot of other figures that when I walked in the store and I walked through the toy aisle, I saw that figure in the box. I saw it in a specific way. I saw it either in a specific pose or just the way it looked like in the box was just so fascinating to me that it caused me as the consumer to buy it. And so I liked the way that the figure looked, obviously, as in the original way that it was. And if I like figures, like suppose I buy something and I like it that much, I'll buy another one just so I can have it in its original state, and also the one that I can kind of mess around with. I'm a weird collector like that, but like I like having doubles of things, if not sometimes even more than that, simply because of the fact, not because I'm like hoarding them or holding on to them to resell for insane prices on the internet, but because I like to have like multiple sets. And I don't know, it's my preference. I like having something that I did some custom work on. Like if I wanted to paint his entire suit yellow, for example, yellow and black, like a bumblebee, I'd want to have another figure that is completely original like this, so I can have the original. And then I'd also want to have one that actually drew my attention to it. So, just getting a whole nother one, brand new one that's in the box. But anyway, guys, that's just my preference on collecting, and I'm sorry I've been kind of rambling here. Let's go back into the figure. But yeah, I guess the only downside for this Batman anyway, my only complaint on it so far, on the wrists, they look like they are not jointed. I could be wrong, so if you also have these figures out there and have figured it out. Oh, actually, they're jointed. All right, so that takes that complaint away. So that's neat that they are jointed. Sorry about that, Todd. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Man, still sick. But anyway, I guess the only thing would be I really wish it would have come with like interchangeable hands. Like the fists are great, but maybe flat hands as well. I just think it's more of a standard that's coming into a lot of other, newer figures by competitors, and especially like Hasbro. They're really good at including additional hands, things like that. So maybe I would have liked that, like an additional open hand or maybe a curved hand like that and a batarang or something to be included with it, or something cool like that hoverboard that he. Oh no, that was Mr. Freeze. I'm sorry. Or maybe that was Batman. I don't know. If you know what I'm talking about, the scene from the movie, please comment below and let me know who actually had the skateboard. I'm pretty sure it was Batman, but I think it was also Freeze. I'm not sure. Yeah, but if you know, please comment and let me know. Anyway, if it would have included something neat like that, I think that would have just blown this figure out of the water. And also, if it would have included those interchangeable hands, that would have definitely made a huge impact. And I think that's how you can take a figure that's like $20. I paid $80 for all four of these. I did pre-order them though, and I got them on a really good sale, on a really good deal. So I don't anticipate them being that priced at that anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, so I paid $80 for these. But honestly, guys, I would have paid more than that. I would have easily paid like $25 a figure, and if he included the extra hands in there and then maybe like a little gadget in there as well, in addition to the freeze and everything in there, I would have probably paid like $30 to $35 for that figure. All day long, guys, all day long. I mean, it's one of those figures that is just too cool. And yeah, this is over here. He also did kind of jointed feet, although he's been doing that for a while. I really like that. The first time I ever ran into that was when I was a little kid and the very first Spider-Man movie came out with Tobey Maguire. Those Spider-Man toys that came out from what was it? Yeah, Hasbro, I think, also did them, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think it was Hasbro, or maybe it was Toy Wiz or Toy Biz, something like that. I forget. But there was a store called KB Toys where I would always go in. Excuse me. Anytime I'd have extra money and I'd pick these up, I'd pick up these Spider-Man figures that were at the time were like right around $3 to $4 a piece. So amazing deal for them, and they were the very first figures that I ever had where I started learning about articulation. And I always saw that on like the Marvel Legend figures, 20 points of articulation or 29 points or whatever. I never understood what that was, never. But like up until I started actually paying attention to like the Spider-Man toys and how posable they were and all of that for like at the time. They were very advanced for the figures at the time. And anyway, now that I know what that is, it's really neat. 22 points of articulation on basically every figure here. Todd McFarlane's doing right by the by his clientele. I do again just wish he had included those little bit of extra accessories. But as far as a figure standpoint, guys, like I would probably give this like, oh man, honestly, I'd probably give this a 10, guys. Like this cape could have been super hard. It's not. It's like pliable. It's really neat. What would have made it just a little bit better, but this works with this type of figure. So I was thinking about maybe a cloth cape would have made this better. But honestly, guys, the cape that this is, if you watch the movie and everything, I mean, the likeness of it and all that, this is the cape, guys, right out of the movie. Like this is as accurate as you can get. So anyway, I like it. I think, in my opinion, it as a figure, as it comes by itself, like, without comparing it to anything else or wishing for anything else to be different, like to include different mold hands. I mean, I would give this figure maybe, I would say like a 9.5 out of 10. The only difference would be that if only one of these fists was open or again kind of clasped, just something different than a balled fist. This is nice because you get some fight stance poses, but again, it'd be a lot nicer if there was like a slight opening. Then you can actually make it look like Batman's grabbing onto like someone's jacket or someone by the shirt or whatever, and he's just whoopah, whoopah, pounding away. Like he's super cool. But either way, I think he's fantastic. I'm very happy. No regrets with this one. Thanks for watching this Batman figure review, or unboxing, I should say, because it's more of an unboxing. And then the following video, I guess we'll go ahead and do Robin. I was going to shoot these all back to back, but I do have to get some things done with my day. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to just cut this video here and get this uploaded. And then as soon as I have some time later on today, if I do, hopefully I can come back and finish up the process, even if I have to stay up all night until, I'm done unboxing all of them, and getting that freeze put together for you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day, night, or morning, wherever you might be, whatever time it may be. Just make sure it's a great one. Thanks, guys.